I want to open a content creator studio in Fort Lauderdale area. I'm realistic to know that having never started an actual legal business, 90 days is optimistic to say the least. But at least in 90 days, I want to be in a position to start pre-launch activities. So I feel like I can get that done in the next 90 days if I take massive action every single day. So it's been in total about 23 years of me failing forward in these different business endeavors. I want to build a business for creators that are like me, that I just remember the hustle and the grind of getting started with creating a podcast all those years ago and not having the equipment or not having the space to do it in, or even if I once I did have those things, having a space that it was just easy to just go in and knock out content and get it done and not have to go in and do all of these extra steps, and also make it affordable. In my local area, there are no really there are no content studios for the smaller creators. Like if you're going in a studio, you're pretty much going for like the high end production value. The hourly rate is like over $100 an hour. Like what small creator can afford that? But the overall thing that I envision for this content studio would be for local creators that are on a smaller budget and, you know, they're trying to do something, but they just need a little help, a little resources, and the space to do it in. So that's why I want to create the content studio. So, like I said, I feel like I've been failing forward for 23 years. I just been creating content really since about 2014. It started. So that's when I started. And then in like I said, 2014 is around the time I started the personal brand, JanaeNicole.com. And then the podcast Job Optional started in 2015. And then I flaked in 2017. So every single day I'm going to be sharing each step for the business that is going to be the content studio for Lauderdale. I don't know what the name is going to be yet, but that is the idea. Look at me on day 2, on time and whatnot. Come through, Janae. All right. Last night, I did research on starting a business in Florida with the help of Google's AI Gemini tool. I made a detailed list of the steps for completing a business, and I did market research on what current content studios are within Broward County, Florida. I was only able to come up with about 10 spaces that were technically content studios, although they weren't all the same. So for the next 30 days, I'm only solely focusing on foundation. And so now that I have my monthly plan, I think I should move over to my top 3 notebook. I'll do that on here while I'm out and about. And so tomorrow night, I will show my schedule of what needs to get done. I wanted to show in my research the companies that I found that were local. So this first one, this VoiceBox podcast and creator studio, like it was the nicest one out of all of them. Okay, so this is VoiceBox. They are the nicest. Let me show you their studio spaces. It's beautiful, but it's high end. Like this is for somebody that already has a successful business or they have money to fund it. Look at her studio. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's in a really nice area. Her rates start between 75 up to 150 if you don't do any add-ons. It is more podcast focused. And then Invictus, they're in Deerfield, which is north of me. I love his logo. I just love it. It just makes me smile. But it's completely a podcast studio. That's all they do is, you're not going in there to go take photos or do brand photos or shoots or anything like that. They his website is really nice, but his studio is nice. This one is a good one, but they only do podcasting, and I want to do a studio that caters to all, like not all, but podcasters, if you're a photographer, videographer, vlogger, and I kind of want to have an event space as an option. If it doesn't happen on this go round, I'm okay with it. But I really am attracted to having an optional event space that I could have like trainings or something to that. One is in Lauderhill called, I think it's called Carve Visual. They are more of a photography studio. They have really nice sets though. You if you're gonna just do a photo shoot, this is your spot. They have beautiful sets, absolutely gorgeous. Like this is stunning. Their website is gorgeous. Like they did a great job. And his location though is right in the heart, as you can see, of those areas that I talked about. $80. $80 an hour for you get that whole side. Like you can go take pictures in all of those sets. So Soterary, she is a photographer and she basically built this for herself. You can already tell. It's beautiful, but it's mad expensive. Um this is for professional photographers though. You could tell she built this with like really intentionally. 1 hour is $134. Yeah. So for a small creator, it's not realistic, but her studio is absolutely gorgeous. See her space. I love the aesthetic of the space, but yeah, she is mad expensive. There's two of them. The AV Club, they're podcasters. It's like a done for you podcast studio. They have all of the tech. You can hire a tech. They were actually, if you're looking for a podcast studio in this area, I would go with them. Their prices were reasonable, even for I felt like a small creator. Pricing was $60. So it was I consider that reasonable considering the equipment is there. This one, Melanin Edge, it's another photo studio, but it's a nice studio. But see, she has events here. She has events. And look, you could do a podcast in this space. So she's close by. She's in the area that I want to be in. So I would consider her a direct competitor. It's more of a photo studio, but you could do a pilot. This is set up for a podcast. You could do it even. She would be definitely a direct competitor because this is kind of what I want to do. Studio rental. Look, it's $50 an hour. She's definitely a direct competitor. Definitely. But there's enough out here for everybody to eat. I feel like hers is probably the closest to what I want to do than any of them. Yep. She absolutely has it. But what's for me is for me and what's for her is for her. So I'm not going to worry about it. And then also sometimes it'll be like, oh, I don't have a spot. You know what? If I don't have space, I can say, hey, there's another location over here. Her prices aren't too bad. It's a beautiful space. You might want to check them out. We can just like refer people to each other because we're in the same area. I mean, The last one was Live XL Studio. This is an event space, point blank, period. All of her events look fantastic. So if you're looking for event space specifically, it's in Davie. She had a strong social media presence. Out of all of them, I felt like she was the only one that had the best social media presence. Everybody else, their social media was not that great. So yeah, if I do this thing right and I marry the marketing and social skills that I have, I feel like I could really make some moves in this market. The question is, will people pay for it? So my homework was to get started on my top 3 notebook. So I did get a lot of it accomplished while I was out. And so my top 3 goals for this month are complete foundational efforts for starting my content creator studio, including vision board, brand, legal, and systems. My second goal for the month is go live daily for a minimum of 30 minutes, which we're on day 3. Come on, consist. My third goal for this month is to create a cohesive brand that ties into the original Janae Nicole and job optional brands that I have. And for this week's priorities, there we go. So that's this week's priorities. I did start doing the demographic and psychographic research, as I see. So that is exactly what I did. I went to some social media profiles. I went to Instagram. I went to Pinterest. I went to, that was it. And I just kind of looked at some of their profiles. So what we're working on today is the census demographic information. So also, fun fact, look at this. As I was looking up South Florida podcasters, the very first thing that came up was this thing here. And I was like, get out of here. Look what's on here. I remembered that Felicia Hatcher had wrote this article, and I have it pinned to my Twitter, but I don't remember it being in the new tropic. Look, I'm the very first podcast, well, second podcast after the job optional podcast. Isn't that dope? Look at this. I'm not showing y'all what I'm stop sharing. Saw that as I was doing this research on South Florida podcasts. This census stuff is just had me crossing my eyes. So far what I found out, the median age for Broward County is 41 years old. Median income was $61,000, $61,400 for Broward County. I was surprised by the home ownership rate. Most people in Broward County own their own homes. 62% in Broward. And look at the values of those homes. The vast majority of the houses in Broward, 33%, are above $300,000. I feel like I've got a good understanding of what Broward County looks like. I guess I could go ahead and start writing out my business concept because I've done my target market research. I said core problems include limited resources, right? Time and money. This is why I built it. Smaller content creators and small businesses needing a place to record video, audio, or photo content. They have a day job, so time is a premium. Having a dedicated creative space ready to go when needed to record is essential, making it affordable so it can be an option for creators who are funding their dream with life funds. So I put in here South Florida podcasters, bloggers, YouTubers, and side hustlers. We are on day 4. So from my research and just from my basic ideas, I'm going to put in here what I envision that I'm trying to do. So reason for a creator. See, this is my exact reason for needing a content studio. My office is my studio. Also, Jose's game room. Also, the guest room. Also, the exercise room. So I get it. I absolutely get why this is needed for smaller creators that can't afford $100 an hour to rent a space, but they just need a place that's quiet and they don't have to worry about somebody busting in to come get clothes out the closet for no good reason. Okay, so lower rates that are still competitive within the market, but within reason for creators, content studio for creators, small business owners that are just starting out. I need a dedicated space that can create with minimum friction to ensure consistent brand image and ease of creating. I envision a studio space with a few different rooms on a smaller scale with at least 2 different scenes per room to film video and or audio content with great lighting for product or brand photo shoots. Ideally, 4 rooms and a flex space for trainings, intimate events under 30 people, or roundtable team discussions. I would like one room to be a dedicated podcasting room for up to 4 people max. With the budget in mind, lower rates that are still competitive within the market, but within reason for new creators, possibly doing a subscription model to ensure some level of financial stability. All right, I feel like that's a good first stab at just getting my ideas out there. All right, so we're getting there little by little. I'll see y'all mañana. Let's go. So today we are analyzing the competition, and I'm gonna be looking for that ink pen in a minute. I already know. Didn't I just say I'm gonna be looking for this pen in a minute? Is analyzing the competition. So I'm gonna go to their websites. I'm gonna highlight the ones that were even remotely. This one. That's just a podcast studio. That's just a photography studio. Another podcast. So we're just going to look at these 3 because this is an event space. Yeah. So really only going to look at these 3. Voice box, she's really out of my voice box. She's really out of my range of clientele, but let's just look at it for giggles, as they say. I'm gonna look at her website. This is home. This is a really nice website. So they offer, it's in a prime location. Let's just start there. But like I said, this one is further east, way further east than me. So I wouldn't personally want to go that far. Like it would be out of the way for me. So they offer premium recording, gear, audio, full service solution, high def video, and streaming services. So this is like a high end, top of the echelon, as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, they're open 24 hours. Have a nice little snack area, little conference room. It's really nice. I mean, she is so out of my range. Let's see. Let's go to her social. Let's see. Okay, so here we are. I'm pretty sure. Let me go to her first post. I'm pretty sure she opened in 21. Oh, see, Instagram don't want me to be great. I've already done this, so I'm just trying to see, where I fit into this. Her studios are like really well done. They're, highly stylized. But because I'm trying to do something on a smaller scale, I feel like I could do something comparable, but on a smaller scale. So the rooms will be smaller. I feel like kitting them out as much as she would have had to put into them, so to speak. But because I'm trying to do smaller rooms, I feel like I can make them really nice. Um, Even though it'll be for a lower price point clientele, I still feel like I can make the rooms quality. So, because I want you to be able to come in and bring your own props or whatever you want to do, but also it could ride with whatever I already have in the room. Like you could go with it as is, but if you wanted to bring your own things, I want to make it where it's flexible for different kind of um vloggers or content creators. So I really love her aesthetic. Like she does have options if your budget can only afford the $75 an hour. That, but that's still substantial for a small creator. Like I have the resources and I don't feel like I could afford $75 an hour. Um, she does have memberships as well. What is her membership benefit? Memberships at VoiceBox offers immediate return on your investment. For each membership tier, you will receive a value almost double the monthly fee cost in the form of recording time. Oh, because see, I was thinking doing like basically buy one, get one. She said it's receive a value almost double the monthly fee cost in the form of recording time. Membership packages include access to the Creators Lounge, discount on equipment rentals, and unique benefits small business owner. In addition to these benefits, VoiceBox focus on supporting creators holistically, helping you succeed in the digital media landscape. Oh, so I'm gonna have to look at that membership model a little differently. She has a lot to offer. This is the highest end, I feel like, for a creative space. If you are already a creator and you got an established brand and you're just coming to town and need a spot to record, or you a celebrity and you got money, or you ain't got to be a celebrity, but somebody that has money to be able to afford that. Okay, let's go to the next one. Carve. Now this one, I feel like it's more of a photography studio, but because of the way it's set up, I feel like you could potentially go in there and record a podcast. It doesn't look like anybody has done a podcast in here. Maybe I need to count them out too. Because look at the spaces. I really don't see. I mean, you would have to bring your own equipment, clearly, if you were going to do a podcast, but this would be really good for vlogging. See this set? This would be really nice. That would be a really nice backdrop for a podcast. You definitely wouldn't be able to record a podcast because the people that's on the other side, whether they're just doing film or whatever, you're going to hear them because it seems like it's open to both sides. So I'm going to take this one off the list. For it's cool for photos. I wouldn't even say for vlogging. Let me just unhighlight them right now because they're not going to work. So Melanin Edge, and that was my number one competitor. Melanin Edge, that was she had everything that I wanted in a studio space. She had photography, look, podcast set up. So look, she has a lofted area where you could do photo shoots. She has areas set up where you could do podcasting. She could do events. Has great natural light. She could do dedicated photography. Yeah. So you could go in there and vlog. Like even this could be. I mean, it's not as pretty. I feel like for vlogging, it's more photo and podcast. So with that is my unique selling proposition. I want to have a space that if you're a vlogger, and you just want a space to come and vlog, or you want to have a video podcast, like her podcast, it's cute and whatnot, but it's very bare bones and minimal. Step into our content creating studio where we pour our passion, expertise, and boundless creativity and bringing your ideas to life with unwavering commitment to perfection. So basically, I'm down to Melanin Edge, and she is not far. Let me see. She's And she right here where I want to be. She right on commercial. A hop, skip, and a jump from me. So my differentiator is going to have to be that my spaces are kitted out. Like I definitely want to have a dedicated podcast room, and I want my room sets to be like aesthetic. Like what's the first one called? The voice box, like how she has her room set up, like they're really nicely done. I'm not gonna do all the rooms like that just to keep costs down, but ideally, if I could have 4 rooms, I want to have a dedicated podcast room, a dedicated vlog room that is aesthetic, one room for photography that's just kind of like an open space that you can kind of do what you want to do. And then I definitely want to have a space that is that can be like an event space. Look at us, almost a whole week being consistent. If we could just keep this momentum going for the 90 days, Jesus, where we gonna be? All right, good night. So I got a lot accomplished today. I'm so happy. We got everything that we said we were gonna get done today. Today, my goal was to get my mission statement written. So not only did I get the mission statement written, I got my vision statement and my mission statement. So we're going to do our about using the mission and vision statements. Okay, so here's the vision. So what I did was, this is the description, the vision that I wrote, just based on, what I want to bring to market. So I said creating a safe and quiet content creation studio with aesthetic decor. And then in parentheses, I just put the types of rooms I wanted to have. I took this exact verbiage, plopped it over here into this tool from Google. This is like my really first foray into using AI. But this is what I said. Can you create a concise and impactful one sentence vision using the paragraph and quotations? Basically, what I just said, right? This is what it came back with. Here's a concise, impactful one sentence vision statement based on your paragraph. Empowering creators with a beautifully curated, versatile, and budget friendly content creation haven. Is that perfect? Like, is that not perfect? That's exactly what I put as my vision statement. And then for my mission statement, I went to Google and just asked, like, how to write a good mission statement. So the first question was, why does our company exist? And I said, to serve bootstrapping entrepreneurs that use content to promote their brands. What value do your products or service bring to the consumers? I said, reduce friction with ease of creating content by providing a clean, beautiful space ready to work. What core beliefs guide our work? Content is king and consistency is queen. And what makes our company different, better, or more inspiring than our competitors? I said, we exist to support content creators with limited resources. We fight for the scrappy creators with hunger and heart. So that was a mission that I came up with. And this is what Google's AI tool, Gemini, came back with condensed. We fuel bootstrap brands by empowering creators with frictionless content creation and beautiful, accessible studios. So I'm happy with it. I could put this in the AI, but I want it to be in my words, my about, at least in my voice. But I want it to like resonate. So I might have to play around with this for a little bit. Okay. We exist to serve. Why is this capital? Scrappy creators with hunger and heart with a quiet. I'm gonna put sound controlled until I come up. Controlled content creation studio with aesthetic decor. We have options. We have options for filming, podcasting, and photography. Podcasting and photography that is economical for new creators, for newer creators, for creators, new creators, and small businesses with limited time and money. Our core belief is that content is king and consistency is queen. So we strive to reduce friction to creating content by providing a clean, beautiful space that's ready to work when you are. Okay. I think we close. I think we close. I'm not 100% on it, but I feel like this is a good first stab at my about, because I'm gonna use this about verbiage on everything. This is gonna be on my social. This is gonna be on my website, on everything that I do. If you're looking about the company, this is going to be the main verbiage that's on there. I thought I would be working on this for at least the whole week. Okay, so I did have on my today's top 3 was to write my mission statement, get this cruise research done, and do my accountability weekly accountability meeting. So I did my meeting and we got the mission statement done. So I'm ahead of the game. All right. Day 7, let's go. Day 7, let's go. I can clap for me for making it a whole week, consistently doing what I said I was going to do. We still got 11 more weeks to go. However, we're going to celebrate every victory, because creating a business from scratch with just a business idea and having no clue really what I'm doing here. Okay, so let's go to the Trello board. So in the first week, what we have gotten done so far, this month's goal is to complete everything under the foundation. Next month, we'll work on building. So right now, we have completed our vision statement. We've created a mission statement, done the about section, and today I started on tribe building. We tried to do it last night, but I'm still debating, do I want to fight the good fight with Facebook and get my profile like 100% back? Because if you didn't see yesterday, we try to go on Facebook and Instagram to kind of do some market research, but I got hacked like a year ago. I got my account back. However, the hacker set up the two-party authentication. I can never say authentication. They set it up so that whenever they send the code to the two-party authentication, it goes to the actual hacker. So I can't do anything anytime I log in from a new device. And then they send me the code, but I never get the code. So I'm on the fence. I'm really on the fence on whether or not I'm going to fight that fight and just let that whole profile go and just start fresh, since this is going to be a legitimate business, like legal structure and all. And so I'm leaning towards just scrapping that and letting that whole, just closing that profile. It breaks my heart because I have my personal brand on there, Janae Nicole. I have my my actual name, Janae Duarte, that my real friends are on, that I actually, connect with them there. And I'm just like, and then all of those pages, all of those profiles have pages associated with them. So I'm like, I don't know. Anybody want to hop in the comments and weigh in on if I should fight for that? So next week we start brand building. I'll be looking for a branding company, or at least a graphic designer to build out my brand profile for me. Today we are going to attempt to really hone in on what the philosophy is and the company culture that I want for this business, so that when I do get with a graphic designer or a branding company, I have a clear way of describing it and they just have something that they can just look at and automatically get it. So I already started on just some verbiage that I'm playing around with on what's important to me to have as company core values, or um basically, yeah, company core values. It's kind of boring seeing like the really beginnings of the thought processes behind things, but it'll start getting more exciting when we go to get our LLC and start going out in the field. Prayerfully, I'll be able to take y'all with me, and YouTube will go on and let me have mobile access to go live. For now, we're building the foundation, which is the main thing for the business. So while it's not sexy, it's super important to do this part so that you're clear on, even if you don't have all the particulars, I want to be clear on what it is I'm building. Like, what is the point of it all? Who am I really trying to um, serve at the end of the day? What do I want to make sure that they get out of using me and my services, or whatever it is I'm creating? I never did that before. So here we are. So I said our brand conveys a positive and fun atmosphere that sparks creativity. We value connection over competition. Own your and it's for creators by creatives. Um, and that was just kind of like some of the things that came up for me as I was thinking about it. So, for the most part, most creative type people are more collaborative, and it's not so much competition. But so that's one of my core values. So the people that I attract, I want them to have those same core values. And the people that eventually work for the company or promote the brand, that has to be in there. Um, own your that's very important to me. Um, I struggled with the idea of leasing a space initially, because I always feel like if you don't own it, somebody else owns you. So you put all this blood, sweat, and tears, put all this money and financial backing into building out a space um, that you love and ultimately your clients love, and then your leasing person gets funky with you, so you're almost at their whims to a certain degree. So that's why eventually owning whatever studio space it is, that's important to me. And I am a creator. This is me creating content, and I've been a creator from, doing hair in high school. I get it. I get it for the smaller content creator that's just starting out, and you know, I understand the struggle, and I'm in it with you right now. It won't be like this always, is what I'm saying to you, but I'm also saying it to me. It's not just I'm creating a space um to get money from you. Like, I want to work there too. Like, I want a space that I am excited to go to, and it ignites my creativity and my passion to create whatever I'm going to make next. So that's important to me. So, and also, I started with the opening sentence, that I create a brand that conveys a positive and fun atmosphere that sparks creativity. I definitely want it to be, I ain't trying to create, like, you see my colors are really bright and colorful. Just kind of like my inspo board here. Definitely want to incorporate that some kind of way, either in the bathroom, like the places that's just like, like a funky vibe that I can create, or maybe the lobby. Somewhere I want to have like a really creative, like really bright, colorful, just a vibe, right? That's a moment. And but not all the rooms will be like, the rooms will be more tame, but I want you to feel when you come in like, okay, let's get to work. That your creativity is sparked, but it's not overwhelming. You know what I mean? It's not like, I want it to feel fun and like, okay, this is fresh, this is new, let's go. I'm really um I'm really inspired by hip hop, early 80s hip hop, you know, the culture, like it was fresh, it was new, it was innovative, it was fun. The early days of hip hop when it was just fun, like house parties and, you know, fresh gear. It was fun. When hip hop was fun. That's kind of the vibe that I'm going for. Not so much into the details of hip hop, but definitely want to have some of that vibe. Like that's the kind of atmosphere I want it to be, like fun, creative. That's another collaborative, people vibing off of each other. So you get the gist, I think. So these are some of the core values. I must keep working on it. But yeah. So yeah, that's pretty much it. And then went hip. So this is just some ideas that I'm gonna expound on. There was something I was gonna show you, but I don't remember what it was. Oh, what was it? Come through. Thank you for vibing with me, going on this journey. I hope that this is helpful to somebody. I'm not gonna do everything perfectly because I have an idea of how to do this based on all my failed attempts before. So, all we can do is try. And if we fail, we'll try again, right? Hustle and heart. That's what it was. Me and my accountability partner. And as I was talking to my accountability partner, we were talking about I kept having that hustle and heart, not hustle and heart, hunger and heart. But today it kind of morphed to hustle and heart. So I don't know if I'm gonna use that. I feel like I need to use that as some kind of tagline or some kind of way, either hunger and heart or hustle and heart, because most of us are working real 9 to 5 jobs. Like we got a real whole career on the side while we're building our passion projects. And that comes with you have to be a hustler to be able to, I know this hustle culture has gotten a bad rap in the last couple of years because now everybody want to be in soft life. But if you are a creative and you have the heart and you have the hunger to go after your dream, there's gonna be some sacrifice. There's gonna be some hustle behind that. Look at me, like I went and worked a whole full day of work today, and I'm on here live with y'all right now. Like you gotta have some kind of hustle behind what your passion is. So that's just my take on it.